To check intersection between two arrays of objects, you're going to need a nested for loop. So this for loop up here is just a regular for loop to display the homes and to move them, because in this game it's actually not the character moving up, it's the homes moving down, giving the illusion that the character is moving up. However, to check the intersection between the papers and the homes, we need to first have that for loop to display and move the papers. And remember, it's I is less than p count in this case because we're only displaying and moving the papers that have been initialized, and they're being initialized with the space bar, not all at once in the beginning. So we display and move those ones that have been created by hitting the space bar. And then here we have another for loop. Notice that I use I up here, I use J down here because this for loop is inside this for loop, and so you need a second variable name because you can't have two I's. That's a duplicate variable in local I inside these for loops. So then I use the same formula for intersection. I'm checking to see if the X value of a newspaper, any one of the newspapers that has been initialized, is greater than the X value minus 50 of any of the homes, and that the X value of any of the newspapers is less than the X value of the homes plus 50. I'm using rec mode center, so I'm checking to see if it's plus or minus the center of that home. And then I do the same thing for the Y values as well. This last part here, I'd mentioned that I have some customers and non-customers in terms of my houses. So this is just the state variable in the homes class, is just to see if it's a customer. If the state is 1, then it's a customer, and if it's not, it's a non-customer. You could do that with a Boolean instead of I used an integer variable. You could easily do that with a Boolean as well. And if that's true, I send the newspaper way off screen so it's like it disappeared, and I make its speed 0 so it doesn't keep moving, and I increase the score by 1. Then I close. This bracket goes with the conditional statement, this bracket goes with the inside for loop, and this bracket goes with the outside for loop. A note on the I's and the J's. Remember, the I's are the counting all of the newspaper items, and the J's are counting all of the home items. I actually had a problem in mind because I'd accidentally put an I in for one of the home variables over here, or here, I don't remember where it was, but it was causing some disruption to my intersection. So be really careful that you remember which counter variable is going with which one of these arrays of objects.